Hello financial investors and welcome to the channel. My name is Brent and in today's video we are going to be doing our stock market weekly recap for the 2nd through the 6th of November 2020. It is the first full week of November and it was also the presidential election. It did take a few days for the results to come in and the president has been named. So that's the biggest news this week. So we're going to go ahead and cover the four main indexes. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the entire S&P 500 performance for this past week. And then we'll take a look at oil, the dollar, silver, gold, bonds, and wrapping it up by taking a look at mortgage rates. So we had a lot happen this past week. And I didn't make a video for the prior week where the stock market had dipped 5%. So with this week, we're definitely going to have some recovery. And then stock futures for Monday are also looking really positive. So that's going to be a really interesting mix. So if you are brand new to my channel, have not yet subscribed, go down below, hit the red button to subscribe, make it gray, hit the bell to be notified every time we release a brand new video. And of course, give this video a thumbs up, make it blue, and let's go ahead and get into the video. So the last time that we made a stock market recap was for the 19th through the 23rd, and that had been a negative week, but that was mildly negative. Then the following week for Halloween, I was going to say Christmas, for Halloween, it had actually gone down a bigger chunk. I believe maybe 4 or 5% going into the presidential election. And then we did have a couple of things kind of tumble. Cases have been surging. I know here in Oregon, Kate Brown came out and she has announced that she's locking down or doing restrictions on a few counties, mine included, over in the Jackson County in Southern Oregon. So there are tighter things going on. There is a fun little meme there. I thought this was really funny, torturing a day trader. If you guys haven't seen that movie there, it's kind of a funny little skit as far as this goes, where he has to look at his phone and he's just sort of buried in the dirt there. But yeah, not a whole lot has been posted out there. Looks like some investors out there sold 85% of their portfolio back in early October. Looks like they had bought in 1 week ago, so that is actually really good. So they took advantage of that recent dip going down in early October, and then if they just bought in like a week ago, the stock market this week, we'll get into the results, but they were very positive. And that was all that we really posted the last few days and the weeks here. Now, jumping into the four main indexes, the S&P 500 is up a whopping 7.32%. That's a massive upswing. That puts the year-to-date up 8.63%. Here we had the presidential election take place here on the 3rd of November on Tuesday. After hours, that was already looking pretty well decided over who would be named president. And that as Wednesday rolled around and it looked like Joe Biden had the win, the stock market really liked that news. And by Thursday, we were waiting for results to get named. I don't believe they got named on Thursday. It wasn't until Friday that everything had finally been named. All the media outlets had announced that Joe Biden had won. I believe they're still doing some results or some retesting and some lawsuits from current President Trump over the whole situation. But I don't think even if the recount does happen, I don't think that'll change the results as they currently are. So overall, very positive week, up 7.32%. The Dow Jones here, following right behind, up 6.87%. Now, this is nearly 7% change, but take a look right here. Year to date, this is up barely. It's still negative by 0.75%. So it's barely under being positive for the year. So just imagine we're on 11 months now. 11 months ago today, the stock market, we were a little bit higher than where we're at now as far as the Dow Jones index. So that is pretty crazy there. And then we have our massive winner this week. This is number one, up 32.57% overall for the year and up a whopping 9.01% for the week. So that is huge. Look, the tech companies this week, after the announcement or after, what the results, once the results were sort of looked at and finalized, there's confirmation, the stock market doesn't like when there are factors in the market that are not set. I can't think of the word at the moment, but once everything became more absolute, the stock market began to go higher, and those tech companies, now that we have Joe Biden in place, I think one of his main discussions was that he wanted to split apart these big tech companies. So if you split Facebook apart into, Instagram, into Facebook, WeChat, into Facebook in itself, if you split all these different companies into different segments, or if you take Google and split YouTube away from Google, and you take Amazon, you split that into different pieces, each of those different stocks, if you're a stock market investor investing into these growth companies and they get split into a couple dozen companies between them all, and you own them, that, I think a lot of stock market investors, that could be a play there. I'm not 100% sure. That's just something that I had been talking with my friends about, and they had kind of mentioned that to me. So that's just information that's kind of regurgitated, but let me know down in the comment section below, why do you believe that the NASDAQ and the tech companies were much higher this week over any of the other stocks out there in the market? And then we have the Russell 2000 up 6.87%. This one is still in fourth place as far as year to date. It is down 1.46% still. So in fourth place, we have the Russell 2000, followed right by the Dow Jones, down 0.75, the S&P up 8.63, and the NASDAQ up 32.57% year to date. Now, here we are with stock futures. They are looking very positive. You can see the results here, or the headlines here. The results are in. The stock market likes Joe Biden. So stock futures for Sunday are got a chance to react to projections of Joe Biden's presidential victory. So here we have the S&P up 1.69, the NASDAQ 2.58, and the Dow Jones 1.35. And if we take a look at the 1 week performance for the stocks here, there is very little that was really negative. But we'll take a look here at which stocks are negative. First of all, over in tech, we had NortonLifeLock. I'm not familiar with that company. EA, Electronic Arts, kind of interesting that would be down when the whole rest of the stock market was up. Microsoft 10.49%, Google 8.89%, Facebook 11.52%, Amazon 9%. These are huge changes for these companies. Those are just massive. So looks like not any one sector was hit pretty hard. There's not a lot of red in any one sector. There are down in oil and gas, so maybe what's kind of being predicted is that there's going to be more restrictions possibly in the oil and gas area. I think fracking was going to get hit during this portion. We have Philip Morris going down 0.8%, but overall very positive there. That'll be a thumbnail. That'll be a very bright thumbnail right there. Now oil this week, positive by 4.79%, still down massive year to date, 74.18%. We have the dollar continuing to move lower. So this has been a massive downtrend right here. It started the week at 94.05. It ended the week at $92.18 or 92.18 right there. So that's a massive downside. So I have seen that the yields on financial institutions have been rising. So I'll show you here in just a minute. As far as the 10-year yield goes, that increase, I have steadily seen other mortgage rates also steadily rise here within the last few weeks. So we may see some of the savings accounts begin to increase as well, but we shall see how that kind of flows. Silver up 8.28% and gold 3.99%. So those are both up really nicely. We have bonds also up by 0.53%. So dollar went down, bonds went up. Here we have the 10-year rate at 0.82%. Now the last time that I captured the 10-year rate, it was right here at 0.84. So that had gone up by 10 points between the 19th and the 23rd. So here we are, 2 weeks later, and we're still within that range, 0.82 now. So that's down 2 points, but still we're moving up from the lows. I believe the lows were in the 0.5s, 0.6s. So we're definitely uptrending there as far as the 10-year yields go. And then mortgage rates here, this is kind of what I was talking about. It hasn't moved up much, but still they're steadily rising. 1 basis point from a week ago is at 3.03. It is now at 3.04%. So those are the big changes as far as the 4 main indexes. We took a look at stock futures. Stock market on Monday is going to be pretty positive. And last week the S&P 500 up 7%. Dow Jones and the Russell were nearly 7%, and the Nasdaq was 9% within the last 1 week. So that is a massive slide to the upside. So I'm definitely going to be posting the results for this week up on the Facebook page. But that is going to be wrapping up today's video. Let me know down in the comment section below, are there any stocks that you are planning on buying? Are you looking more at technology, communications? Are you buying any more consumer defensive companies? With the presidential election now behind us, I think that the stimulus will begin to get talked about a little bit more and get rolled out. I don't know if we'll get it here in 2020, but I believe in early 2021, we'll definitely see that second stimulus payout. And that is basically it. So thank you all for tuning in. If you guys did enjoy it, again, go down below, hit the red button to subscribe, make it gray, hit the bell to be notified every time we release a brand new video, and of course give this video a thumbs up, make it blue, and drop me a comment, say hello. Have a good one, guys. Bye bye.